Hey everybody, welcome back to Griffith Woodworking. This is Chad. This video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. It's not going to have that nice production value, I guess. I'm out of breath from walking up this hill. One of the most asked questions I get on my videos is if my treehouse is still standing, and there's lots of comments about better ways to do things, which I agree with. I'm not an expert. I was just showing you guys how I did it. A lot of people ask if screwing the beams directly into the tree is safe, or if it's going to break and crack and just break up the tree house. Some people actually just sent me messages that says nothing but, "Is it still standing?" So it's been about 3 years since I've built this. It's springtime, and I always like to come out here when it starts getting warmed up and take a look at it and just make sure that now that it's getting warmed up and the kids are going to be up here more often, I want to make sure it's still good. And man, did we have a windstorm a couple weeks ago. You can actually probably see the remnants of it. Have a few trees down. My wood pile back there actually blew over. It's a windstorm I don't know that I've ever really experienced here. It was just a constant wind all night. It actually just, in my bedroom, it sounded like we were just sleeping underneath a jet plane going overhead the entire night. It was crazy. So it's a good time to come up here and check out the treehouse to make sure it's still good. So I want to walk around it and video and go over a few things like what I would do differently if I were to build this again 3 years later. So let's turn around here, see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. So I like to just take a look at the braces here. Now these were just braced with lag screws straight into the tree, and these boards, there's nothing wrong with them. There's no cracks. There's a little bit of a crack right up here, but I don't know that that's structural. It might just be from the wood drying out. Same thing here. The main beams, they're still screwed, and this whole beam, you can tell where some of it gets wet and some of it doesn't, but that's still structural. That's just a little bit of discoloration. These were treated lumber, no cracks, and the screws are still in, no cracks around the screws. It looks to be pretty structurally sound still. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, these boards are still good. Nothing wrong there where they're screwed into the tree. So yeah, I screwed them directly into the tree on these points here, and then both beams up here. These are really big trees, and the amount of movement I get down at this lower part of these trees is not very much. That windstorm the other night was moving this stuff around, and everything so far underneath looks to be pretty good. Let's climb this old rickety ladder and get up to the top, get inside of it, and see if there's anything inside that's damaged. So here we are, up in the treehouse. I'm going to do a wide angle here. There we go. Posts seem to be nice and sturdy. They're not moving. Inside, let's see. Any damage? No, just a little bit of some nuts or something from a squirrel over the winter. Trying to stay warm, I guess, and dry in here. So looking around, it doesn't seem like there's any structural damage from that windstorm. And jump around. It's still good. So I guess to answer people's questions, obviously yes, it's still standing. It's still standing, and a lot of people ask what I would do differently if I were to do it again. One of the main things I would do differently, I probably would spend the extra money to get your little kits that where you can put these boards onto the tree without screwing them directly to the tree. There's a lot of benefit to them. There's not really much downside other than just the cost of that, but it's really not that expensive. So if I were to build this again, I would probably get those structural pieces to attach to the tree that allows it to move back and forth in the wind. It just, you know, it's still standing, but I mean, if a hurricane comes through here, who knows, it might not. So that's why I check it after every storm and check it after every spring and winter. So there is one thing that I would definitely do different. Actually, two things, and I'll get to those. Let me turn around here. The railings here on the front porch, I made these out of untreated lumber, just because I assumed it being underneath the awning here, the roof, that it wouldn't get very wet. But wind comes in sideways, rain comes in sideways sometimes, and obviously it's starting to get wet and starting to deteriorate a little bit, which is going to be really hard to redo this nice nice little braid work on the rope, but I'll have to do it. I'm just going to wait till it rots out. Well, not till it rots out, but I'll fix it soon. The other thing I would fix is this little rope ladder. We'll get down there and take a look at it, and I'll talk about it a little bit. Yeah, so you can see a little bit of the damage that the windstorm did. We had a tree come down, it blew over my deer feeder I had up there, and there in the distance, you probably won't be able to see it, past our fire pit. A tree actually came over from the adjacent property, took out a little swing we have there. So, all right, let's get down and talk about this ladder. All right, so this is definitely one of the things I would do differently. This ladder that I built, this little rope ladder with just the bars or the wood I found here, up here on site. It's really hard to climb up, especially for the kids. I can do it a little bit, but the kids, they get stuck. It's stretched out, it got wide. I would definitely do something different here. I would probably do some stairs that would come down, starting there, and just come down all the way to here. If I can, I might replace it and build those stairs this summer. And I might try to figure out a way to have it retractable, just like this ladder is. We have it hooked to a pulley there, so when the kids are up there and they don't want anybody else up there, they can just pull that rope and tie it off, and then there's no ladder. It just pulls it right up. So I might try to figure out a way to do that with this new stairs I'm going to build. So that's that. In summary, it's still standing, obviously. It doesn't look like there's any damage whatsoever after a big storm, and it was a big storm. But there are some things I would do differently. So thanks for taking a look. Hopefully this answered some of your questions, and I'll see you guys on the next time.